I'm at 15 seconds.
Let me catch up a little bit. All right, count me down.
3, 2, 1. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. PotatoAim in red here with Italians of all civs for Arabia. An interesting choice there. And his counterpart, Soxs, will be in the blue here with the Tatars. A very popular selection here in the first bracket of the Banano Open Classic.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked to see Italians here from PotatoAim. I assumed that was his Banana Cove Civ. He mapped that. It's basically a pure water map. It's basically determined by feudal water play. So with Italians here, I don't know if he mind gamed himself after the draft or whatever, but if his intention was to go with an Archer Civ, I'm a little bit baffled by this choice, actually.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's planning on saving Vikings. Did select them first, so maybe that's his play. But will be interesting not being able to go into fire galleys on there for him. But we'll have to wait and see. Should we see that map anyways, being a best of 3? If it was a sweep, we may not see it, but we'll find out sooner rather than later. Map looks interesting for both. Soxs, his gold's all up here in this corner, something he will probably be a bit concerned about securing, but overall, if he secures this corner of the map, he has all of his gold safe. Can't complain there. Stones on the opposite side, kind of the same situation. But for PotatoAim, everything's in this corner. Literally everything. So, actually short his stone, interestingly enough, as well.
You mean you think it didn't even generate?
Yeah, there's, here's his main stone. I think he actually is missing a generation of stone. Each player should have 2 main stones, correct?
Yeah.
Unless, actually, it's forward. Never mind. It's just super forward. But yeah, very interesting map gen for sure. We have the boar coming in. No TC hopping here for a PotatoAim. And I did not see if Soxs did it himself. But always an interesting thing to keep track of. Then you know who to look at if they're potentially going to lose it.
For sure. And yeah, I'd also like to definitely give a shout out to my friend Matt tonight. I don't know if he's here in the chat, but we hung out yesterday. He learned that I was hosting this tournament and announcing it, and he's been hyped to watch it all day. So, Matt, what's up?
Yeah, absolutely. Monkey goes down. So Soxs, without his scout now, will have to pay a little bit of attention to that because he was unable to scout much. He sees a gold and 2 houses in the town center, and that is it. So his scouting back home also not the greatest. Only found 1 gold. So he will have to learn of his golds later on.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think that Soxs has kind of done all the scouting he needs. Of course, it sucks to lose the monkey. It's like a valuable military unit. It's nice to get more map vision, but judging by his previous rounds game, I'd assume that he's just going to go up, do 2 range archers, send him over to the opponent's base, and I suppose a little bit more scouting info might have helped him choose a better spot to hit, might help with his walls, but at the end of the day, he got both his boars. He knows where his opponent is. It's not the worst.
Yeah, I mean, and he did at least see the gold, so he has an area to pressure, and it's not as if he's trying to go for a pre-mill drush or anything, so he will be okay. Really baffled by the Italians pick here. PotatoAim throwing Italians out here. Honestly, I love Italians, but when there are water maps in play, I hate them on Arabia. It just doesn't make sense to me, personally.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Civ draft, I was actually very impressed. I thought he took Italians for Cove, and I thought that he took Japanese for Banbera. And seeing this here, I figure he must be going Japanese on Cove. And I
honestly thought with his draft he was going to pick, like, Sicilians here.
Well, he picked so many archer civs so highly. I thought that he was kind of announcing his preference for that. I don't know. Maybe this is some kind of mind games. But there's almost no civs that Italians matches up super favorably with on Arabia. So
Yeah.
who knows?
I mean, they do have a lot of viable options. I mean, they're not a bad civ in any stretch. And being able to click up earlier for different ages because it's cheaper is a nice bonus. But is it worth it? And we do have a big wall upcoming from PotatoAim. I mean, if he walls this off, he will have successfully walled like a quarter of the map.
Yeah, I actually don't like this wall at all. It seems like he probably won't get it up. If he gets it up, it's indefensible. If he does get it up, his gold is still rangeable from the other side. This wall seems like a tremendous investment for minimal protection.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even just from where his woodline is, from that house to the TC would have been fine for that whole side of his eco, but we'll see what happens. We do have Feudal Age here for PotatoAim, and Feudal Age is soon coming for Soxs, as the monkey runs under the TC slightly, but does not go down. PotatoAim, so he'll still have his alive.
Yep, and this looks like exactly what Soxs did in the previous round. He's going to go 2 range archers. He's got the build down to a T. He's going to be queuing up 2 ranges across from the get-go. And PotatoAim, with this much walling, it's actually impossible to match such a clean build.
Yeah. I mean, he will be walled, and if it is archers, then if he studied his opponent, defensive skirmishers could actually play nicely here, but obviously I haven't seen the mining camp yet. Or, sorry,
Yeah.
not even the mining camp, the archery range is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's waiting to see what his opponent opens. I guess that's part of the privilege that you have with walls. I mean, 2 range archers will not be stopped by walls alone, though. It seems incorrect to not add either a stable or a range, at least. And now he's certainly scouted this. He should know what's coming. Here comes the range.
Yep, and I think he's just going to play defensive skirm and try to boom behind this. I like what he's doing with these house walls over here. So he is buying himself quite a margin of time, and it will allow him to just defend a smaller area with the skirmisher. So I do like what he's doing. I think it actually makes a lot of sense.
It's all right. I just wonder what his long-term game plan is. He's completely surrendering map control. You can see he didn't even add a gate here. So he must be thinking go up faster, get ahead in eco, something like that.
Yeah,
it's possible
feels
he's just
weird. This feels weird.
Yeah.
That's Italians, though. That like, if they're not on water, it just feels weird.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to know what he's thinking right now. Seems like he's definitely in a survival mindset. But if he's picking this as his game 1 Arabia Civ, I assume that he has some like history of winning with this strategy. He's not just trying to come up with something on the fly.
Yeah, and he scouted this, so he knows there's 2 ranges, and he's still choosing to just be 1 range defensive terms. I feel like the investment into 2 range would have been very, very worth it. Additionally, his farming eco is just terrible.
Yeah, PotatoAim's eco is whack. He's mining a ton of gold, not making any gold units. Soxs is probably going to click up faster than him. PotatoAim needs to get these bills off gold in a hurry.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll go up faster, though, because I think a market with all these bills on gold, and he could be in just a fine position, really.
Yeah, but what is he going to Castle Age for? Skirm defense?
It's a good question. I mean, it is very strange. Here comes that second range. He's actually rushing it down now. So it will be 2 range. No blacksmith, so no upgrades here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Behind this, the farming eco is already better. Soxs.
Yes. Soxs is just putting on a textbook build order here. Soxs, the number 1 seed. I heard some gossip that he was implying that he was going to make the finals already in some in some chats. He's definitely got a lot of confidence and swagger. And I mean, this is a clean build order. If I had to play guess the elo at Soxs' play, I would not place him in this bracket's elo range at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's been clean. I mean, he hasn't had any pressure. He did lose the monkey, but that happens to everybody from time to time. So, is what it is there. But, yeah, it just feels very strange right now. Monkey goes down there for PotatoAim, but... Also, guys, just a heads up, I realize the scoreboard says best of 5, but if I go to change, or best of 3, it's a best of 5. If I go to change it, then we lose timing with Jabari here. So we'll fix that after this.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, and what Soxs is doing here, unlike PotatoAim, is like part of a formula which wins often. Even if he doesn't do feudal damage, he'll hit Castle Age with 30 crossbows. That's, you know, the basis of an army which can win a game. Meanwhile, PotatoAim, skirms have never won a game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe PotatoAim is playing this way because he done some informational studies on his opponent here. And if he plays in this fashion and goes Siege Workshop, maybe 2 TC, maybe he can gain the map control back and start pushing. The only thing I can feel like he's going for here, because it's not like you can go and shift Yuriko into much else after this. You have to probably just stick with the range unit he's already started to invest in.
Yep, and you know what? He does actually get the click up sooner. So at the end of things, he's clicked up. He's a little bit better with idle TC time. He doesn't have wheelbarrow, but he has, you know, his other upgrades. He's not too behind in economy, but he's gonna need some miracle mangonel shots or something, man.
Orgo is desperate for more positivity from the casters. I will be more positive when I understand what's going on here right now. It's just such a weird build. We have one lumber camp, which took forever to get refreshed. One mining camp for 11 miners. Like, it's not that he's playing badly. It's just a weird choice to start. Like, and again, what do you go to at? That's the real question.
Yeah, and I like to play archers a lot myself, and what Soxs is doing here is a situation that I just love to be in. You're going to hit Castle Age with a huge number of archers. You can add a stable and just mix in a couple of knights to counter your opponent's entire army. You can pretty reliably break in with your 30 crossbows in Castle Age, and often just do enough damage to win the game. And PotatoAim's, I mean, the best thing that he's possibly doing is mustering a good defense. Like, he's not even beginning to threaten Soxs. So, and his Civ is kind of lower caliber as well. Sorry, man, I'm just calling it like I see it, you know?
Yeah, and it's not that I don't like his play, it's just I feel like the walls were just such a big investment that he could have been up 2-3 minutes sooner, as opposed to 10 seconds soon. I mean, if all these walls were smaller and he invested more wood into farms earlier on, it would have been a little bit better for him. And he's reached Castle Age and nothing. No upgrades at all. He's just going for a town center, has no elite skirm coming in. That upgrade takes like 2.5 minutes. Crossbow, Botkin, bow saw already going to be in here. His economy looks good. Just, I want to know what he's going to do. I just don't know.
Yeah, he's not showing any evidence of a game plan that I can see taking the game here.
Yep, and we have 3 TCs for Soxs and 3 archery ranges, so he's going to try to produce. He's got crossbow with thumb ring against generic skirmishers that just got Botkin and have no defensive upgrades right now.
You can see Soxs, you know, has proper map control.
Oh, okay.
He just goes out to build these TCs wherever he wants.
All right, for a castle. I like it. A good spot for the castle.
Yep. I mean, you know, it's possible that PotatoAim likes his skirm Genoese army. You know, that like hypothetically counters everything.
Do we see a straight Genbo play here? Like, I've seen this castle so early. It is a possibility that he's going for unique unit.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'm saying that I don't love PotatoAim's approach, he's doing the thing here. He's, you know, going for TCs, he's getting the castle, he's going to have a large, safe economy.
He has the ego lead, and He doesn't have wheelbarrow, so it's not as big as the eco lead as you might think. But I do like it. And he's queuing up a bunch of Genbo. A bunch of them. So he is going to go unique unit right now, expecting a Cav switch?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the skirms to counter archers. If he has the Genoese, he has a sort of death ball, which counters everything. And he has a fully walled base and is castled up. So if we just arrived at the game at this moment, I probably wouldn't be too critical of PotatoAim whatsoever. I think Soxs might have failed to apply much pressure. He could have just been attacking those walls that whole time, preventing the re-wall. He could have definitely made PotatoAim a lot more uncomfortable than he did. I mean, he's had like a tremendous army advantage for an extremely long time now, and I guess he's taken map control, but PotatoAim, in the end, he actually hasn't invested that much into defense.
Yeah, and you know what? I figured it out. He's going Genbo because he's worried about Cav Archer. That's all it is. He just did not want to get overtaken by Cav Archers. He's going Genbo. The only thing I can figure out.
Yep.
Because Genbo against crossbow
approach.
is not good. The range is so much less. I mean, and it's one castle against his 3 ranges, which he only saw 2, but still, he's going to be outproduced there. We do have a 4th town center for Soxs now. So Soxs is looking to boom at this point. And I think he might just go fast imp. Potentially behind this if he... No, he's going to start making knights, actually, so... 8 range... What does a Genoese crossbow have? 7?
While they're in the castle, I can't tell. I personally think Genoese are like one of the weakest unique units.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they're good against Cav. That's Cav archers, elephants, but not really any bonus against them. So...
Yeah, I'm very genuinely interested to see how this plays out. I don't know, though. Like, this is just such a dubious strategy. Normally, when you never see something, it's because it doesn't work,
It is 8 range, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think that their stats compare favorably to crossbow. It's just, like, so much easier to mass a crossbow army.
No, sorry, it is 6 range. It's 8 pierce armor. 6 range. My apologies. It's 7 range for crossbows, so it's not as bad as I thought. But still, interesting. But with 4 TCs against 3 TCs, I don't think PotatoAim's going to be sitting in the greatest position. Although, I think he could go imp very quickly here if he so chose.
Yep, and I did notice PotatoAim just got the unique tech, the Pavise, which gives the foot archers +1/+1 armor. So he really is going all in on this Genoese play, and you know what? He's actually finally moving out.
Yeah, he sees the army divided. He's going to try to go for somewhat of a counterattack, and he may be rewarded here. This wood line, 9 villagers.
I think he's actually going to shred, man. He's got ballistics. If he just rolls up to this wood line, he can get, 5 vill kills easy.
Another town center? Are we... This is not Burgundians. Like, what is going on here? Hallis! Holy shit, dude. Thank you. 96 fewer host. Or raid.
Oh, wow.
Hallis AOC, man. GG's. Hallis, I don't know if you remember, but you crushed me in Red Bull Low Elo 2 qualifiers, bro. This is forever ago, it feels like. Genbo's moving in, though. And, the economy is undefended at the moment. Town centers to hop into. Oh yeah, Hallis, you crushed me. The game on wings was over in like 6 minutes. I don't know what
suicides his army here.
Yeah, Soxs is under a lot of pressure here. These Genbos haven't even got many kills, but it's killing the army. And it's a good spot. It's 6 TCs, man. 5 TCs. Still, it's insane amount of TCs for Soxs. No pressure until now. Gonna lose a lot of ills. Idle time's going up. Imp should be coming in soon here for PotatoAim.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good raid, but he's let Soxs get up to 6 TCs with enough farms to keep them all pumping. It kind of feels futile to raid this kind of economy with a small number of units.
I'll obey. That's hilarious. But yeah, Genbo's getting cleaned up. Did do some damage, but ultimately behind Invil is going to be fast trip to Imp. If we have a market here, which I don't see one, there's one in the back actually for Soxs, so he should be able to rebalance the eco and click up soon as well.
Yeah, I'm still worried quite a bit for PotatoAim though. Genoese and Skirms will never be able to push back a fully popped up Tatar's opponent.
Yeah, Genbo just confuses me. Like, if it was against Cav Archers or Knights or even Keshik, it makes sense for me, but against this, it's just... This doesn't make sense. This castle doesn't make sense either for Soxs. What is this castle? What does this protect? His golds in the north with all these TCs?
Yeah, it protects all his gold piles, wood lines.
Bring it forward. Like, come on, man.
Covers like 4 TCs. I think Soxs knows he's in a great position. He just plans to play it out safe. He probably correctly assumes that he's ahead in eco, ahead in army, and that he's probably the more skilled and experienced player. And he's just not taking any chances, you know?
Yeah, Hallis likes the castle, so I can't keep talking about it now. But, forward archery ranges for PotatoAim.
You know what? I like it. He's got to mix something up here. Perhaps he's realizing that he is behind. He's got to change something. Full Genoese plus Skirm actually hypothetically beats Crossbow Knight, or I guess it's going to be Arbalest Cavalier pretty soon.
Feel like a Keshik switch maybe incoming. We have what's going to be a third castle. Could be interesting.
I feel like the castles are probably just defensive.
Gotta hope to see peak units at some point. Got Genbo. Let's see the Keshik now. Oh, another town center. Soxs is just comfortably playing this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, as the archer player, if you can go the entire game,
Question mark?
A fast treadmill crane is not what you normally see. I guess he's really planning to slam a bunch of production buildings, maybe make a castle at the front, and he just wants it to come up. Yeah, forward castle from PotatoAim. So he's up to Imp first, you know? If he gets this castle up, if he can hold a position with Trebs, he can actually take down a lot from Soxs here. But Soxs not too far behind to Imp. I don't think he's going to allow this.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of castles to treb this down. He's actually probably enjoying this castle going up. He doesn't have to do much but move the wood line, and he shouldn't lose anything from this position. So, Elite Genbo coming in as well with Bracer Chemistry. I mean, Stable Switch is coming behind this for Soxs, so we'll see how that goes, but...
You know, PotatoAim's actually... He's doing something here that can win. He's got a nice, fully walled base with castles. He's untouched at home, and he has a forward castle, a nice position, you know, from which to push his opponent. He's got the strategic initiative here. Got the Trebs queued. If he can keep this castle up with Trebs under it, he's actually okay.
Yeah, and honestly, if he loses this forward position, he doesn't lose much but a few production buildings at this point. I mean, there's nothing on this side of the map except for a gold way over here in the corner, which is already close to PotatoAim. So it's not like he's trying to hold on to a position here.
As somebody who does this kind of thing a bit myself, I completely disagree. He's full-on ranged units. Holding this position is his win condition. It doesn't seem like he's even thinking of any sort of tech switch. Without a mobile army, if he loses this, how is he ever going to damage his opponent?
True, but does he need it? I mean, we're going to see knights and crossbows against genbows and skirmishers. Like, he hasn't seen anything to tell him otherwise.
Yeah, Soxs seems to be sticking to his plan, and PotatoAim actually has a pretty potent death ball versus this army here.
Oh, heavy cav archers coming in soon. There's already 15 of them in the ranges.
Heavy cav archer? That's like the one unit that's countered by every single thing that PotatoAim's making.
Yeah. Strange.
Yeah. And PotatoAim's entire base is castled and walled up, so it's not like the cav archers would be able to run around and, you know, do anything. This one spot on the map here is where all the action is. Mobility kind of doesn't matter so long as this castle stands.
Yeah, Trebs are out now, but there are bombard cannons here for PotatoAim, so he could easily snipe those. Cav archers come out, but there's a group of genbos here. I don't like the skirmishers out of place here for Potato, though.
Yep, it looks like he's moving the cannons around the long way to focus the trebs. He doesn't have repair bills here. Oh boy, it looks like this position will be lost just to superior numbers.
Yeah, unfortunate, but he did do a decent bit here, and like you said, his base is really safe, and honestly, I think all the res that he's taking right now is still within his walls, so
yeah,
if anything, I'd like
winning.
to see...
He's winning this fight.
A Genbo will slaughter this Cav Archer bounce. Kashik in production. Let's go. But I would like to see a little bit more map positioning for PotatoAim. He needs to move to these wood lines. He's going to be running out of wood within his walls, and be somewhat of an issue for him potentially.
Yeah, and PotatoAim is making just an absolutely horrible mistake to not continue queuing bills. I mean, this is the less than 1200 bracket. These players don't have all the best fundamentals. I see he has one villain queue now. I think that, you know, right now he's already 50 plus vills behind. I think it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, his economy is looking great as far as what he's got banked, but he's only got 130 pop on the field right now, and that hurts, and a lot of skirmishers are about to die here.
Yeah, these Genoese need to catch up. This forward position, I mean, he's sending reinforcements all the way from his base. This forward position is as good as lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good, but he's still, like you said, defended at home. Not in a bad position. These Genbos are going to destroy these Cav Archers as well. And these are heavy Cav Archers. I mean, pretty sure they're fully upgraded at the moment.
Yeah, man, it's such a shame. I think that if he just queued more vills, he would actually possibly be in a winning position. But if he's just going to stick at 89, he'll just lose to attrition over the course of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking interesting, but Soxs, you know, for being #1 seed in the bracket, showing that he can build up and defend, but I haven't really seen him successfully attack anything. Like, as far as the economy here, I honestly expected it to be a lot more early aggression on this map from him.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what Soxs is thinking here. He's seen that his opponent is full Genoese skirm for a long time, and it's taken him quite a while. He is finally getting the heavy cavalry upgrades now, and he will be going at cavalry into Genbo. That normally wouldn't be the best, but he has the res to spam light cav for days.
He does,
so,
absolutely.
So when you're going trash versus gold units, it kind of doesn't matter how horribly you trade, so long as you can keep the spam up.
Yeah, PotatoAim does have 2 relics, and Soxs has yet to take the 2 that he can see within his base, basically.
I believe PotatoAims, though, are in that monastery to the right that's just kind of as good as dead. It's actually getting hit by a castle right now.
One of them is, yeah, so have to pay attention to that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting, and this is a big stack of Genbo. If the mobility is not being used here, and he's just going to try to take head-on fights, I don't know how long this cavalry army is going to last here.
Yeah, no, this is a good death ball. If he just mixed in, like, a couple trebs, or better yet, bombard cannons, it could be a death ball that can take down trebs and castles. He is queuing a couple bombard cannons from 2 siege workshops, so yeah, soon this army will be paired with a couple bombard cannons, and Soxs is going to be forced to take a light cav versus Genbo engagement. Though the skirms are now coming out for Soxs, which kind of counters PotatoAim's entire army.
Yeah, I agree with Torgo. More production buildings, please. There's so much res right now for both of these players. It is ridiculous, but here comes a fight that these Genbo will just mop up at this point. There's not enough of these skirmishers here. And oof,
bombard cannons could also really help out versus these skirms. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and then the Hussa are going to dive, but they're not going to get anywhere close with this number of Genbo. And I mean, this is... he needs to push, so this is good. And again, I feel like Soxs allowed too much time for this to occur. He killed the army, he killed the forward position, and then he just kind of hung out at home.
Yeah, I mean, you see people often, like, on Reddit ask, you know, how do I counter 50 of this unique unit? And the answer is normally don't let your opponent get to 50 unique units. It looks like PotatoAim might be there with 63 Genbo.
Yeah, and now this position is looking better and better as he's just going to be able to keep pushing. He's to not lose Genbo to the castle, but otherwise, 3 bombard cannons. This castle won't last long if there's no military to attack.
Yeah, suddenly I strongly favor PotatoAim's position. Soxs has like never even started to breach his walls, and PotatoAim. As I say that, though, I look at Soxs' resources. Soxs is definitely going to be able to hold on for a long time here, and the skirms just trade so cost effectively against the Genbo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I want Onager right now is what I want to see from PotatoAim, but
Yeah.
Again, he's doing a good job of fighting when he needs to and backing up here. He's going to have a castle, and there's big bombard cannon shots that can come in here.
Yeah, but he needs something that kind of hard counters the skirms. I mean, I used to love to go Turks on Arabia and just go mass Janissaries, and I would be so stubborn when the opponent would go skirms. You just can't cost effectively fight a ranged unique unit versus spammed skirmishers. You need something that's going to soak up those arrows besides the Genbo.
Yeah, and we do see the switch of position, so this gold is going to become contested here. See how this works out, but the Trebs are coming forward at the same time for Soxs. He will likely take this castle out. Now the military's out of place. That castle could go down for both players.
Yep. And at this point, gold availability becomes a big issue. Like, I'm thinking that even if Soxs loses this castle, it was a win for him to hold this position on the map and take what gold he did for a while.
Yeah, and now we're going to have Hussar for PotatoAim. Man, this is going late. This is going to be like an hour-and-a-half game. The map positioning and the economies, all this res. Oof.
4 stable Hussar feels pretty good against these skirms.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's going to lose some eco, and he's already behind an eco, but
I'm actually hopeful. I'm hopeful that losing some vills will remind him of the importance of queuing more vills.
We'll find out. I mean, I actually love the comp from PotatoAim now. These Genbos will shred, and then the Hussars here for the skirmishers. I mean, I like it more and more the more I see, and he's just secured some more gold left over here on the side as well.
Yeah, I mean, PotatoAim has had the superior army for a long time. He's got these cannons. I guess he's... if you're actually looking at map control, he's been losing ground a bit. But, I mean, he has a death ball here in the middle. He has the production.
Yeah, and as long as he keeps producing, he needs more on food. He only has 28 villagers on food right now. That's his biggest problem at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And look, Soxs is down to 0 on gold. You can see he's literally only queuing trash at this point.
Yeah, so if we can get the farm count up, I'm really hopeful for Soxs. Or PotatoAim, my apologies. Mixing players up now.
Yeah, and I guess PotatoAim's just not in the habit of getting pop capped or something. He would be in such an excellent position if he just had a little bit more eco behind this. He's actually, like, having such superior military, and, the only thing that's keeping Soxs in this game is his stronger eco and his ability to spam units to their death.
I mean, it's going to be really important for these Trebs to stay alive for Soxs. But I don't think he's going to be able to afford much in the way of siege moving forward. And the bombard cannon's going to be something to be kept an eye on as well. But
yep. I mean, PotatoAim has excellent army control here. He really hasn't lost any units unnecessarily, and 5 bombard cannons, can disintegrate Trebs. It just takes 3 bombard cannons to one-shot a Treb. So,
yeah, I would really love to see more vills. We're still at 89 for PotatoAim against 144.
At this point, I'm pretty sure it's not happening.
Yeah, I feel like this is the point where Soxs needs to realize he's overboomed and actually delete like 30 vills. If he had 30 more Hussar here, which he can afford, he'd be fine. He has 65 Hussars in queue right now, and he still has 2,500 food.
Yeah, but PotatoAim's army count has just been so high for so long. I guess if he he just needs to maneuver his death ball within range of the opponent's buildings, and the spam is just so strong.
Yeah, we need more Hussars from PotatoAim to deal with the skirms. taking decent fights, but he is losing the gold army slowly.
I mean, I believe it's 10 range skirmisher and 7 stable hussars being spammed here. Like, that is just top tier spam. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. But the hussars move in here, going to do a good job. And Vills are actually going to potentially go down here as we have another little bit of Genbo splits here. And this is the main area Soxs is taking wood. There are a ton of Vills here. Actually,
Yeah,
kind of didn't do him a favor.
Yeah, and PotatoAim now with a considerable score lead. Perhaps that's emboldening him. Maybe he thinks the opponent is crumbling, and in a way, the opponent is. He's losing ground. He has no gold income. The siege is now in range of everything. You know, it looks like PotatoAim's about to end this.
No, there's 59 hussars and 21 skirmishers queued. These Vills dying is just going to make that army count skyrocket for Soxs, and I think he's going to be in trouble. PotatoAim is going to have a very hard time dealing with a 70-80 military count, I feel like.
Yeah, some more production buildings and Vills for PotatoAim would end this so quickly, but I guess he's kind of committed to what he has. I mean, like I said, he's got the score lead, so he's kind of getting positive feedback that what he's doing is working.
Yeah, I mean, his KD is impressive at the moment, but I don't know how much longer it will be. Like I said, that military count is going to be skyrocketing here soon. It's already up to 70, which was a high of around 50 previously. And now that production is really going to start to catch up to PotatoAim, I'm afraid.
Yeah, in an instant, PotatoAim's actually behind in military. There's some hussars on the bombard cannons, which are kind of his win condition. There's no Genoese to support the bombard cannons.
Yeah, he's retreating, but losing them out of his way.
Yeah, that's such a costly loss. Like, that's the thing that made his death ball able to destroy enemy bases and not just trade with trash.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking interesting. I mean, everyone's res has dropped now, and still a gold army, but instead of 63 Genbo, it's only 54. But look at this skirm army now. There's 60 skirmishers on the field.
Yeah,
Or Soxs.
PotatoAim is just outclassed in the post-imp trash game here. I guess he just doesn't have the experience to recognize what he needs to do. But at the same time, he's not pop capped, but he's pretty healthy still.
Yeah, but I think it's coming back now. I think that Soxs has withstood and killed the win condition. As you said, he's got one bombard cannon left. And now the raiding's going to start to happen, and the wood lines are starting to open up over here. And still, PotatoAim never expanded out to the right-hand corner here of the map for him, and I think he would have been very happy to receive that gold that's out there.
Oh yeah, and PotatoAim has been relying on gold. If this becomes a full trash spam war, there's no doubt that Soxs will take it.
Now, he hasn't made a villager since, like, the 30th minute, and we're at an hour and 5 minutes. Have to repop. You lose Vills. You didn't. I don't even think he peaked 100 Vills this game, so.
No, I think it was like 93 or something. Yeah, no, PotatoAim was looking hot there for a second, but I'm starting to feel pretty bad for his position. I mean, he's just going to lose to macro at this point.
PotatoAim did not push out to expand his map much at all, really, until he came over here to these wood lines. Another issue.
Yeah. PotatoAim's economy is still 100% behind his Dark Age walls, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, and it was a massive wall off that Soxs allowed him to have, and then he's just outboomed him here and withstood, and now here comes those trebs forward, the military's coming forward.
Yep, and to ask why a player didn't do something, this is the less than 1200 bracket. I think he had a good game plan that would have wrecked a lot of people. You know, he showed up with a forward castle and a potent death ball with a good imp time. But Soxs, the number 1 seed in this bracket, showing that he knows how to play the late game.
Yeah, and I mean, even for less than 1200, this has been a really entertaining game. I mean, maybe a few decision-making errors have cost him a little bit, but overall, I mean, I don't know about this fight, by the way. Soxs is about to lose his whole army.
Yeah, this is actually definitely not over. The Death Ball is still full of gold units, with more Bombard Cannons in queue, and unmined gold still on the map, plus 3 relics for PotatoAim.
Yeah.
And the score keeps breaking away more and more. Maybe I'm a little bit too much of a slave to the score, but I feel like that has like a huge psychological effect, and whoever actually has the score lead has a very real advantage, you know, just from the confidence. And similarly, it might drive Soxs to desperation.
Yeah, it's just the KD. It's 711 to 366. That's why the score is so high at the moment. But, I mean, if he can start pushing with these Bombard Cannons, and he is starting to take out some production buildings, I mean, he can hold this, but here comes his food problems again, though. He doesn't have much in the way of food, only has 5 light cav, or Hussar queued, and we're going to lose a Bombard Cannon here to Hussar. Not much of a meat shield in front of these Genbo now. Kind of issue, and gold's really starting to disappear now for both players.
Yeah, the later the game goes, the less favorable trading gold units for trash is, and
yeah, PotatoAim,
I mean,
PotatoAim did secure the relics again though, and has 3 of them now, as compared to 0. I mean, pretty impressive, but at the same time, Soxs, full trash. He's been full trash for most of the game. We have Militia. Yes, we have 4. Oh no, this is a misclick if I've ever seen one. So many Militia.
Yep. But Soxs, for the first time in a long time, okay, I was going to say not pop-capped. He just re-pop-capped in an instant. Yeah, PotatoAim... I don't even know how to call this. This has just been crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like PotatoAim, with this score lead of 3,000 points right now, I still think he's going to lose this game. He's losing his Genbos. He's not going to be able to replace them, and what he's losing them to is skirmishers, and I think looking worse and worse for him as the game continues.
Yeah. I mean, I know how this is. It's like such an intense fight. You're focused on all the little things, and you fail to step back for a second and realize you need more production buildings. You need more bills.
Yeah, it's
you
as if
felt
the
like this was working.
Button doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, this is where it's really starting to come downhill now. It's 122 pop to 195 pop, and the queues may not be as full, but the economy behind this for Soxs is 130 strong. Economy behind this for PotatoAim only 78 strong. I mean, don't know how long he can hold on, as the Hussar raids will now head towards the only wood lines that are being taken, and this is some real long distance lumber camp right here. Whew.
Yep, and PotatoAim is selling for gold, showing his commitment to the strat of, you know, Genoese Bombard Cannon Death Ball. I mean, I can see why he went for this strat. This seems like a very potent strat. I can see this taking a lot of wins on the ranked ladder under 1200 elo, but it looks like it's over for him.
I mean, it's not over though. We're not seeing the push. What is Soxs doing? He has Trebs. He has so much army. I mean, move out, Soxs. Like, #1 seed in this bracket, and I'm confused as to why he's the #1 seed in this bracket right now. Oh no, the Bombard Cannons.
This is actually huge. This is actually huge with the Bombard Cannons here. The Hussars are out front, but PotatoAim's army is just small. It's small, and his opponent is queued for days. Killing units, you know, doesn't really remove them from the field. It just sets them back a few tiles to the production buildings.
Yeah, and we can kill skirmishers with Hussars all day long, but when you're only making Genbos, you don't have your own trash up here other than Hussars. Your trades are not as good.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. Pretty hard to call, but I feel like Soxs will take it in the end. PotatoAim is just failing to repop, and the longer it goes, you know, the better it gets for the player with stronger macro and stronger late game, which is clearly Soxs.
Yeah, mass delete on the lumber camps there. I was like, oh god, is he deleting everything? What's going on? Bombard Cannon goes down, so now there's no siege to back this up. And though the skirmishers are dying and we have 8 militia here, drop rotations coming in for Soxs with 130 vills. He's at max population, or at least producing to max population, and it's 136 and dropping right now for PotatoAim.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw PotatoAim lose a bombard cannon to like 5 or 6 hussar. I think that fundamental unit matchup there is just like why this can't work. You know, PotatoAim is 100% relying on a death ball with bombard cannons mixed in, and his opponent has more than enough resources just to snipe the key engine of that army.
Yeah. Yep, and I'm still confused. We have a corner of the map that's going untouched, and there's gold over here. There's 13 vills out of the 68 working vills not working for PotatoAim, and Death Ball has been proven to be able to be overtaken here because he keeps losing bombard cannons. It's just starting to pile up now, and Soxs has been max pop against going down to about 100 pop already. So
I believe PotatoAim will probably call it when his pop goes under 100. I think that the fundamental flow of the game will become clear at that point.
Maybe, but he's been stubborn thus far, and he still has the score lead, so I wouldn't count it out for continuing.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand thinking you do have the superior army, you know, you do have the better KD, but he must recognize that he's trading gold for trash at this point.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, Kato, still game 1. This is the lengthiest game of the tournament, but the bombard cannons are going to go down again. At least one, probably both. And now the Hussar and the Skirm army might finally take out all of the Genbos that are left. Guess not. He'll move them back, but raiding has been happening a little bit, Tech, but I mean, for the most part, Soxs has just been chilling. I don't know. He's not in any hurry to finish this one, that's for sure. Oh, absolutely entertaining. Very much so. And this is game 1. This is a best of 5. The scoreboard says best of 3 because I didn't change it, and it's on me, but wasn't going to lose time here with Jabari and try to sync back up. So we'll fix that after the game. This is the best of 5. And there's a lot of you here that may not know. This is the Banano Open Classic. And this is the low elo bracket. There will be a mid elo bracket and a open bracket at the top. So going to be very interested to see how this progresses over time.
Yep, and I think this might also be slightly historic as the first ever meme coin sponsored esports tournament. And speaking of that, the prize pool is actually decently handsome. I think that with the donations on the previous stream, we're almost up to 500 now. 500 US, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a nice prize pool behind this. All very good. And we do have some interesting games, interesting maps. God, I'd love for you all to see Banana, but I don't think it was in the map picks for this one.
It wasn't. We have some very unique maps, though. Yeah, as someone who's found myself in PotatoAim's position here, I think he will GG with the score lead.
Yeah, well, he just lost, like, 20 vills trying to collect wood over here, because apparently the foreigner with the gold still left just doesn't exist. But the Genbos are also now down to 15, and I'm not even sure. They're just hanging out by the stable. So
I think he'll fight. His gold is actually solid. I guess that's just from selling at the market, but the rest of his resources are at the floor. He'll probably fight until these Genbo go down, but it must be clear, just from like glancing at the screen at any point, that his opponent is fielding an army that he can't ever deal with.
Yeah, and the Trebs, here they come from Soxs, minute 123. They're finally moving forward. They have stopped, but maybe we'll see them use. Nope, going back.
Yeah, Soxs has been crazy disciplined with not using the market at all. He has queued nothing but trash for like an hour in game now.
Yeah, and I mean, he's in a good position. He's played this strangely early game. If he would have pushed, this would have been a completely different game, in my opinion. But these bombard cannons, I don't know if they're going to survive this one.
I know that they're not.
Genbo also going to be decreasing in number, and there's not much res for PotatoAim left to sell off here, as he is going to lose another Bombard Cannon. I think he's lost like 12 of them at least. Trebs are finally forward. Here come the Trebuchets. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I respect PotatoAim's strategy. It could have won against an opponent with worse macro or worse late game, but Soxs just seems pretty solid in his fundamentals here, and he was not about to be beaten by a player who stopped queuing Bills at 90. Yeah, I would just chalk this up to better macro, deciding this one for Soxs.
Well, and it's been a slow depletion of villagers for PotatoAim, and he has not responded with repopping them at all, and it has really hurt him. The forward productions should be going down here soon, as the Trebs are now finally at minute 126 being deployed. But, you know, he's kept them alive this whole game. He has had no gold, hasn't sold anything either. Another Bombard Cannon will go down. And, yeah, I think PotatoAim, if he looked at his population right now, realizes it's over, maybe just taking a few minutes to breathe this. Going to be moving on to the next game.
Yeah, I think he's waiting for this gold core of his army to die. You know, he knows his way to win is with the Genoese Bombard Cannon Death Ball. He's still got a few of them left. Maybe he's got a dream of microing them to the win, but I feel like that dream must be over now. He's below 50 pop now.
Yeah, and it's only 14 military, and a lot of it is on the front here about to die. Not repopping. He's got 19 vills over here on the one side. It's looking rough.
Yeah, guys, I think that was the same thing that's preventing him from realizing he needs to create more vills is probably preventing him from realizing that it's GG. He's just so focused on these individual fights here that he's completely failing to see the big picture that he's done here.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good possibility. There you go, guys. PotatoAim gotta put the right capitals in there. And what's the difference? Well, let's find out real quick, shall we?
Yeah. And 11... defending PotatoAim's decision to not GG here, I don't think that I would ever call GG in a tournament game with a score lead myself either.
Yeah, can't complain. So 1197 for PotatoAim and currently 1161 for Soxs. So.
But I will say that Soxs has also expressed interest in the less than 1500 bracket already, and has also said some things which imply that he thinks he's going to make it to the finals as well. Definitely has confidence. Yeah.
I love it. We've got a cocky guy here, so we'll see if he can stand true to his word and actually make the finals. He is looking to take game one here in the quarterfinals. Yeah. So
and to his credit, he appears to be able to pull off like a very clean 2-range 22 pop archers build order. He seems to have excellent archer micro, seems to have excellent macro, seems to have an excellent late game. I kind of don't know how he's under 1200, honestly.
Yeah, I agree there. What is your name? It's a very difficult color to read. Slay? I agree. Trebs will go down, but the economy is dying on the wood line here. And I think you're right. PotatoAim's probably just waiting for the score to switch. It should switch here. And there it switches. GG should come in here. Obviously, the game is over. Soxs gonna take game one here. A very interesting showing. Villagers! We're creating villagers, Potato. Let's go. He's still in this. Oh, I love it. Minute 131.
I feel like this must just be tunnel vision. There's no way that PotatoAim is so inexperienced as to think that he has a chance here. I mean, he's seen, like, you know, approximately 100 units at once from the opponent.
I know. It's very brutal. A very brutal situation right now. I almost want to fast forward just to save time, because who knows how long this could go on. But we're not going to. We're going to sit here and enjoy.
Yeah.
But skirmishers taking out the Palisade Gate. You guys, you know you want to see this. The raids are in, but they won't last long here. But PotatoAim not going to be able to repop and do much more in this one, obviously. So definitely going to be over.
Yeah, I'm just genuinely curious if he stepped back to think about his position here. Because he's not even continuing to repop villagers. He's using his food for hussars. I've seen on Socotra people win games with like 20 population in post-imp, but on Arabia, a little bit of experience will tell you that you don't win these post-imp games with essentially zero pop.
Well, that, and it's a situation that he's in a tournament game, so his opponent's not going to just give up. So,
And in comes the
crazy,
GG.
crazy game. 1 hour and 33 minutes. KD is going to be insane. 1298 to 753 in favor of PotatoAim. But Soxs held in there with his trash. His food economy, wood economy, just skyrocketing higher than PotatoAim. And honestly, if PotatoAim had a better food economy and could have kept spamming Hussar there, I think 100% he could have pushed that off and that one. But we do have the Soxs lead. I do need to fix the scoreboard. There's a best of 5.
And I do actually really like that Soxs said "well played" there after the GG. You know, it's some respect. It's kind of implying that he didn't think it was a late GG. You know, that he felt challenged.
Yeah.
And yeah, PotatoAim definitely showing he's not going down easy here.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be interesting to continue watching this set as it is a best of 5, guys. So get comfortable.
Yeah, I'm also intrigued. A player who chooses Italians for Arabia clearly doesn't play by the book. I'm curious what kind of strats he's bringing for the rest of these games.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting as I'm going to move over now and show you guys the draft. So Soxs winning with Tatars, which was a pretty late pick for him. Italians, a pretty early pick for PotatoAim. We're going to dive into the next game, which will be on a home map, which is one with Benbara and...
It is Banana Cove. Yep. A map I'm very excited to finally see.
First time we're seeing it in this one for sure.
Yeah, but I am loaded up. Count me down when ready.
Second, mine's loading up now. You are 5 seconds.
Yes.
3. All right, guys. So, Barry will introduce.
Cool. This map is Banana Cove. It is a variation of a map called Arena Cove, created by a guy named Hitch in Juicy's Discord. I think that at the highest level, this plays like the absolute most brutal pure water map there is. Hypothetically, it's just going to be a fire ship battle. I say that as PotatoAim picks Vikings. Um, So I believe the way the map commonly plays out is the players just fight really hard for water, and then whoever wins water, you know, you'd think that they should have the game with that huge eco advantage, a stone wall protecting their base. But in practice, we've actually seen that people who win the water sometimes get pushed against their wall, and like unlike pretty much any other map with a lake, when the opponent pushes you, there's like literally nowhere to run. So, like, if they castle your wall and break into your base, a player with total water control still just might die because there's absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, definitely can be brutal here.
Yeah, and when I saw the Civ draft, I assumed PotatoAim was using Italians on this one, and I correctly guessed that Soxs would use Portuguese because for short distance feudal water fighting with nowhere to run, fire ships are clearly the strongest unit. But PotatoAim picked this map. He first picked Vikings. I assume he's gonna he's gonna go straight galleys and try and micro them verse fires. I'm very curious how this goes.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna see here. Vikings, a good pick on most water maps for sure, possibly the best. However, on this map, not so much. And
I was gonna
galleys
say
take forever to mass.
I think galleys take less time to mass than fire ships, and it was actually interesting. Giovanni and we played in this water tournament, and one of his opponents on every single water map just opened straight galleys and just microed them to a win. So, you know, I actually think that fire galley superiority over galleys in the feudal age might be overblown, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, every time that I've played this map myself, quite a few times, Byzantines are like top of my list. Portuguese also up there. Italians as well. Anything that you can get good fire ship numbers out quickly works out quite nicely. Another thing to bring up though, because we have seen a few alternative strategies, is we have seen some fast castles where they don't even go water and then they push their opponent's base. So you give up water, you push the opponent's base so badly that you kill as much as you can here, and usually it's pretty effective. Just have to remember to get on water at some point to kill fish. But ultimately, I've seen it done with Khmer, and I think we saw it done with Spanish ones. So it's a very interesting situation, but we do see dock for both fire ship or water is going to be prioritized. Obviously, fishing ships looks to be a little bit more in the favor of PotatoAim, but he's doing some scouting with his, not actually bringing in the food. So it'll be very interesting.
Yeah. Fishing ships for the Vikings player, I assume you're just kind of planning to give those up because there's just no way to compete with fires at the start of feudal. But, it still makes sense to add a couple just for your Dark Age economy and maybe just to get a little bit of a meat shield and vision out there on water.
Yeah, and there are no berries here either, so losing water, losing your fish, you're out of free food by the time you get to the next stage. So water is very important. You do have the berries or deer outside of your base, but not a ton of food, and you do have to move out into an unsafe location for it, so we'll have to pay attention to see how everyone plays this. I would expect, since Soxs is almost there with his food, he'll be going up here very quickly, and honestly, I think 2 dock, even 3 dock play, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, and interesting of PotatoAim to go out and scout with the fishing ship. I mean, that's like normally a pretty good thing to do on a map like Islands or something where you don't know where the opponent's dock is. But I feel like it's a safe assumption that your opponent has just like docked the front of their base here every time.
Yeah, and PotatoAim, I don't like it right now. He's going to add even more fishing ships and a second dock, but he's not on his way up. And I think he's in danger of just losing water before he even gets started on water point.
I have a little more faith than that. After the last game where we kept saying that we had no idea what he's going for, and then it turned out to be a pretty coherent strategy.
Very true.
I'll wait and see before I criticize here.
Fair enough. But with 195 food, and he's got 5-6 fishing ships, he's producing 2-3 more. And I think he's just going to lose them before they get their value, as Soxs is just going to go onto fire ships right away.
Yeah, I mean, given his lack of a click up to feudal, maybe he's doing a thing that I've seen done on migration before, where you just create 14 fishing ships, whatever. You plan to lose almost all of them, but you had enough working for long enough that you're able to pull off an FC. And I assume eventually he wants to come back on water. Vikings aren't especially potent for a castle drop or any sort of land push.
Another dock, more fire ships. I mean, I'm assuming your ideas of this strategy are legit here with what we're going to see, because this is such a huge investment. He's on his way up finally, and honestly, he'll be able to outproduce. So,
Yep.
It's not the worst position.
Yep, and he's moving every single villager off of food now. He's going to go for 4 dock galley production here. And even if he loses all his fishing, even if he loses a dock, if he can just get, 10 well-microed galleys with fletching out there, he should be able to do all right. I mean, the other thing, though, about this map, why Fires is so dominant, is because it's a, single small pool. On a map like Islands, you can run away from galleys, kiting them forever. Yep. Here, there's kind of nowhere to run. If you try and go in circles, the Fires can cut you off.
Yeah, and there's only so many places to go with your fishing ships. You can't just run them in a circle around an island. You have to maneuver them so much, and they're, like you said, one pool. He's going to be eventually found. The one bonus for him is he'll be able to run around with these fishing ships for long enough that I think he'll be able to get galley mass pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think that this is also so unconventional that Soxs may need to improvise his reaction to it on the fly. And it's possible that he's just going to face into this galley mass headlong and lose too much before he realizes the correct thing. And I believe the correct thing is to go for your own galley swish with Fires to supplement.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to... He's already got 5 galleys queued, 4 of which producing at the same time. And behind this is just more fire ships, so... You need to see, there's the blacksmith, there's fletching, so this is definitely prepared, and I think PotatoAim is going to be sitting in a very good position.
Yeah, and his eco is also correctly balanced for this. I believe you need like 4 on wood and 2 on gold per dock, and he has more than that, so he should be able to keep up continuous 4 dock production. He's got the blacksmith, he's getting fletching. It looks like he has actually pulled this off. Checking his micro, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking very good, and we'll see if he can micro these well enough. He is losing numbers here, and there are a lot of fire ships here.
Yeah, you can't afford that in his strategy at all.
Soxs, though, starting to transition his economy more onto food, so maybe he's just going to try to go to Castle Age, which I feel like is definitely premature at this point.
Yeah, Soxs is definitely a very careful macro player. To spend so much res on farms at this point, you know what? Maybe it is prudent. Maybe he's just, well, he's got a lot more fires queued. He's still kind of fully committed to winning water, which I think you should be. Winning water is just so essential here.
Yeah, I mean, it's either win water or bust, I feel like.
Yeah, and you know what?
Both of them.
Yeah, PotatoAim had the build, actually. For a second there, I thought he was pulling it off. But now, as he has only 3 galleys on the field garrisoned, and his opponent's at 10 fires with more on the way, I have very little faith that PotatoAim will be able to pull this off. But I do respect the strat very much.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to be adding a 4th dock here, so his production of fire guys is going to be very good. These galleys are not massed enough deal with all this. If Soxs commits and actually starts to take out docks as well, it will be even more difficult. We even see PotatoAim going to go to the north to Stonewall.
Yes, I mean, Soxs has these fires positioned such that there's no way for PotatoAim to, ungarrison all of these and suddenly have a mass of 10 galleys. He would take tremendous damage trying to do that. And as PotatoAim walls up the map here, I really don't think that. I mean, it's a good precaution always to wall up the middle of the map, but I don't think he's going to be able to win the long game, especially after what we saw last time, and especially with losing water.
Yeah, and he has the food right now, and he's getting a blacksmith and a market, so Soxs will be up to castle so soon, and I don't see a way back for PotatoAim on water at the moment.
I have a strange feeling he'll play it out to the bitter end, though.
Yeah, 13 galleys, and what is this, 15 fire galleys right now, and he's repairing docks. Like, oh, these 3 are gonna get wiped up here for 3 pretty much, and here comes the rest of them. This is a big event here.
Yep, and he's certainly gonna be so much slower to castle.
Yeah, and all these galleys that were to castle faster and had a little bit better positioning would have been great. He can run with these all day, but Castle Age anytime here coming in. Click should be coming in for Soxs.
Yeah, and unlike last game, the score is dominating for Soxs. after losing water plus being behind so much on eco, I don't see any sort of way for PotatoAim to hold this.
Yeah, and these docks will all soon melt. All the galleys are gone. Castle Age Click did come in for Soxs, so I think he's sitting in a fine position now.
Yeah, Kaidos does suggest demos. That's actually the thing to do. You get your galleys, all queued up and in the docks, and right before you release them, you unleash a wave of demos to soften up the fires.
Yep, for sure. Only one on food for PotatoAim, with one food in the bank. Interesting statistic there. But more on food, obviously. But Castle Age... Maybe Castle Age GG, even.
I don't think so. After what we saw last game, I would be shocked at PotatoAim called an early GG. Not that this would be an early GG, but I fully expect him to draw this thing out.
And he's gonna sell a bunch of res and be up to Castle Age himself here. Hasn't made the click yet, but he's definitely going to at some point.
Yep, abusing the market just like he did in game one. He'll get the click. It seems like PotatoAim has strong plans at the start, and I worry about his ability to improvise and adapt.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%. Nope, Castle Age GG. So, PotatoAim not sticking around for that one.
All right, quite the relief.
Maybe he's a little bit upset there for that one.
I think he just correctly read the game.
Yeah. So, GG's 2-0 to Soxs, taking the edge at the moment. The win with Portuguese and a loss with Italians. Got Berbers, Spanish, Britons, and Indians left for Soxs. PotatoAim has Mongols, Mayans, Japanese, Brazilians. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this one progresses.
Yeah, but I'm very excited to see PotatoAim's second home map, which is a very new and interesting map as well. And he actually in his draft has my personal top choice of Civ for it, which is the Japanese. So he surprised me with his Civ pick so far, so I'm not going to hold my breath. But if he goes Japanese on this, I will assume that he's thinking of the same kind of strats that I like for it.
Yeah, what map did you say it was next? Monkey Lanes?
Banbara.
Ooh, first time we're going to get to see Banbara in the... Very, very exciting. I have to step away for just a moment, though. So, Jabari, I'm going to zoom out here and let you take over. But
sounds good.
I'm at 5 seconds.
Count it down.
3.
Cool. So here we have Banbara. It's, I guess, a variation on a map called Canberra, which is also a pretty unknown map. I guess the first thing you'll notice about it is that the map size is actually reduced. There's this black, I guess you can call it terrain around the outside, so it's kind of like Socotra in that way. And I guess the next thing you'll notice is that they have these palisade arenas with this water between them. There's one shorefish for each player at the tip of their water, and that fish in the dead center actually has 30,000 fish on it. So you can get like up to 14 or so fishing ships surrounding that, getting deep fish. In my opinion, it's like as much of a water map as any water or hybrid map out there. I actually like to play it really hard for water. And to talk about the civs here, PotatoAim with Japanese, that's my choice for this map. I think that the cheaper buildings, the mills and lumber camps, helps a lot with getting it up in early dock. And the biggest thing, of course, is the fishing ships. On this map, when the water fighting happens, the fishing ships tend to be in the middle of it. There's also a pretty good chance of enemy armies being hovering over your fishing ships. So that extra survivability just helps a ton. And yeah, on the other side, we have Soxs with the Berbers. I kind of have no idea what he's thinking here. There's a chance that he's not especially prepared for this map. There's 9 maps in the pool, and this is one of the weirdest ones. So if I had to guess, he probably just didn't practice it. And yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Berbers with 3 stables all in could be actually effective. I think it could be a good strat for this map. Fishing on this map, obviously interesting, but feel like it could be denied with a tower or so, but
That's been theorized, and with multiple people in practice games, that has been tried, and it really is not especially effective to tower the middle.
fair enough. I am Soxs. Welcome. Fair warning, wasn't aware of infinite fish on this map. Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense, actually. But nonetheless, it is only 30k, not infinite. But we'll see how this one works out. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the civ selections and everything, maybe this is just Soxs' like throwaway map. He doesn't, like you said, have a planned strategy, but...
Well, if he didn't know about the fish, then he just is unfamiliar with the map, because I think that is just so huge. I mean, I play this map myself, going as hard as necessary for water for that fish in the middle. I guess I'm really all about that fishing economy.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's definitely a nice thing, but we'll see what happens. I mean, PotatoAim picking this map, not 100% sure how aware he was of the fish in the middle as well, but...
I assume fully aware. With the Japanese pick, I would assume that he's aware and practiced, actually.
Yeah, wasn't this like a 2v2 map in Leadercore's last tournament?
I found it in the JBR tournament, and there it was credited as being from the Outback Rumble tournament, which I know nothing about.
Fair enough. I feel like this is the map that I saw Slam go Bohemians on, and him and Doubt won with the monk power of Bohemian. But
yeah, I can see that being strong. This map is very arena-like in a way. In addition to starting with these walls, it's actually pretty easy to re-wall behind. Like, if they're breaking into your base, you only need to wall to the water on the side that they're breaking in to stop them. So...
Yeah. Kato's coming in here with the facts. It was used in one of Leadercore's tournament, and telling Jabari that the Rumble in a big Aussie tournament. So, Outback Rumble. So we know.
Cool.
PotatoAim going for a very forward dock, which I can only presume is he's going to try to like dock block this at some point.
That's actually just the best dock position for the fish. If you dock way back at your base, the fishing ships need to travel a long way. It's just like an efficient drop-off.
No, this is dock block. He's dock blocking 100%. Let's hope the fishing ships properly spawn on the right side.
Oh, wow. That is a full block.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very nice. I love it. I love it indeed. But we'll see how this strategy works out. Obviously, you already mentioned Japanese fishing ships having the bonuses for this map. And I agree with Katos' words. Brilliant.
Yeah, but this is the only map that I've played where I find it's often worthwhile to repair your fishing ships, because, when the fighting starts, it's just unavoidable that the fishing ships will draw so much damage. So they actually kind of help a ton with the military on water.
Yeah, I can see that. It's so interesting to me. Both these players, we've seen them obviously on this map and the previous map. I feel like the aggression on land has yet to be determined. Obviously, there are no aggression from PotatoAim whatsoever in the early stages of Arabia. Soxs had the archers forward, but really never capitalized with them or put a lot of pressure on. So both of these players, I feel like, want to boom up and be a little bit safer at home.
Yeah, I have high hopes for PotatoAim here. I'm thinking that starting with walls might really embolden him to go out for the attack early, and also having the fishing eco might help him to have a proper boom and everything too. Like, not just with the late game boom, but we also noticed that he was kind of dependent on market abuse to get the food to go to castle. I assume that having these fishing ships will really help his early game eco a lot, and maybe he'll even be able to get up to castle without the market.
Yeah, and I feel like with the walls already here, his economy's so much better off. And since this isn't a full water map per se, obviously it's important, but not like we're going to see the same attention to water we did in the previous game. So it's going to be interesting to see how his economy survives in this one here.
Yep, and
Soxs.
the dock block is absolutely brilliant too. Like I'd never thought of this, but this completely denies his opponent the chance to contest water.
Yeah, and Soxs is just hanging out at home, booming at the moment. His monkey has been around. I can check the scouting for the players. We do have a ton of scouting already for Soxs, but he does not see the docks in the middle. And on the opposite side for PotatoAim, has a good bit of scouting, but hasn't scouted as much. So maybe that's due to the score lead here for Soxs. Hard to say.
If Soxs really didn't know about the fish, he must be shocked to see his opponent on water like this.
Yeah, yet to see it though, so we'll see how this works out. And it looks like archers for both. And Persian dock block. Oh, tech chair, that would be that would be brutal. When you drop a castle there if you really want the food in late game. One thing I haven't touched on is this small map, the Kotra style. I actually really love this with the stone on the outside of this map, and then just the black. I would think it's better than just having the big wide region, but very aesthetically pleasing map.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unique. The black void terrain is underutilized for sure in general.
Yeah, I mean you don't have a lot of maps where you're cutting off most of the map anyways, so the black is a very nice touch.
Yeah, I was considering it as the base terrain for Banana, but I think it's too important to have the shorefish and the navy play there.
Yeah. Alright, so just to keep you guys up to date, we did have the scout cross the middle. So the monkey did cross the middle, so Soxs is now aware that the docks are here and is in fact building a dock himself, potentially wanting to try to contest it.
But PotatoAim's eco lead is going to run away on water here. I believe fishing ships collect food significantly faster than farming vills. He's essentially on 2 TCs if you count the dock, producing eco units, which he's not doing continuously.
Yeah, for sure. Fletching for both. More archers build up here for Soxs, but being behind in this economy is going to be something we're going to have to pay attention to here as the small archer micros go down. Soxs with the numbers will win this one.
Yep, Soxs has shown himself to have excellent micro with archers. He went into that fight with better numbers, and yeah, takes a very favorable trade.
Yep, we're going to have one stable coming up here for Soxs. Maybe he's thinking we're going to see a skirmisher switch. Completely possible. Interesting point with this map though is with the spawned positions, you do have a gold and a stone on either side of your town center for both, it really seems.
I think that's kind of a coincidence. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Yeah, if you look at Soxs.
But still, this is very, very secure positioning on the map, so it's very common, I would imagine, that we're going to see FC position from players in the map movie.
Yep, and you just saw PotatoAim play with the market a lot. He's clearly thinking of a faster castle. I think that's a fine move here for sure. He's already got a pumped up stone count in this forward position. I'd guess he's going to go click soon, drop a forward castle, and if he's able to keep these fish, I think he should be able to push and just end Soxs if he's able to get a castle up on his wall. So this tower sets that plan back quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think building a tower here is actually a fine thing for him. He's going to keep the archers away. Not bad, but I agree. It would have been preferably forward.
Yep, and look at this. With that tower position, if the archers wanted to hit from the other side of the water, they would have to go all the way back to Soxs' base.
Yeah.
The archers are unable to hit from the other side, so that tower kind of protects his entire base from them.
Yeah, quite unfortunate there, but that's part of the map, though. You're going to have to pick a side, and I think do what you can. Now, like you said, these archers aren't going to be able to do a whole lot.
Yep. The way PotatoAim uses the market, I'm surprised he didn't pick Saracens.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a fine choice here, but I think the fishing here is really what's paying off. He's already taken 1.2k food from the center.
Yep, that uncontested fishing eco, I mean, I think it's a game-winning advantage, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely going to have to be contested for players moving forward. If they are on this map, they should be aware of it, and if they aren't, hopefully they are made aware of it before they play on it. But
yeah,
I'm certain that Soxs is now aware of it, not allow this kind of thing to happen again.
yep. And given PotatoAim's market use, I suspect he'll just buy the stone he needs for a castle, but he only has one forward bill at the moment, so I don't know if and where he's going to drop it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Castle Age was just clicked for Soxs, so we're going to have a knight switch behind this. And we have some spearmen, we have some archers, but no crossbows being clicked. It's a very strange situation, but I think knights, interesting thing to try to go against Berbers.
Yeah,
Boom behind it. He's got a lot of threat.
he has this insane forward position and just one vill building all the buildings. I would have gone for a siege workshop or a monastery myself here. But he's actually in a strong position. I'm not going to question his strat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the knights are going to run in here. The crossbow upgrade comes in. The eco is going to be very exposed and idled. I mean, Soxs is in a really rough spot here because of that extra economy that the fish are bringing in for him here.
Yeah, this is just a straight up Castle Age army versus feudal, and Castle Age is dominating as I'd expect it to.
Yeah, absolutely. And those archers are finding some value here. They are fighting the fish, but one knight should clear this up. And
I don't think they took out a single one.
I don't either. And they're so tanky. Got 17 HP left on this one. We'll survive, basically.
Yep, I think PotatoAim also lost an unfortunate number of crossbows to the TC there, but still, he's got a nice position, and this castle getting forced up, I suspect a lot of bills will die here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine castle in the middle of your base, protect, but not the castle you would want.
Yeah, I think you have to back it up so it's on the far side of the TC or something, so that the crossbows can't just hover over it like this.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still the possibility for a castle coming forward as well. I mean, there
we go.
One vill.
With one vill. He thinks better of it, yeah. Yep, and you see Soxs is expanding to the right side with another TC. He's definitely trying to hang in this. PotatoAim's entire forward position here is halted by that castle. I mean, with that, Soxs kind of just guaranteed himself survival to Imperial Age. And I worry for PotatoAim as Soxs gets the second TC up, as we've seen how much better Soxs' macro is.
Yeah, but PotatoAim is coming forward on this side, so maybe he'll drop a castle over here somewhere.
Yep, and his res is also excellent. I would totally approve of a castle drop, 1 TC imp, hit this with Trebs.
Yeah, I think Fast Imp here could be spectacular for him. He's actually
Denying
going
this
to
TC,
the gold.
Yeah, this would be huge if this knight can get on those vills.
Demo? Oh, no. No, block. Unfortunate. Oh yeah, castle will come up here, and this town center, even if it does go up, it won't be up for long. Imperial Age should be clicked here behind this anytime for Trebs. As Trebuchet Crane, again, PotatoAim, a fan of the Trebuchet Crane. Can't argue.
I believe
power.
it's treadmill crane.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking trebuchets and treadmill. You know, it's a thing.
It does look like a trebuchet.
And we do have some camel archers out. Castle is at 70% and climbing. It should still go up. I don't have any doubt about this here now. Especially with treadmill crane coming in. And now what do you do from here for Soxs' positioning?
I think that if PotatoAim markets, clicks, trebs, Soxs is kind of in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to click, though. He's producing more... getting upgrades on his knights. But yeah, I agree. Soxs is in a position where he should probably GG, but again, up 2 games to none. Hope for your opponent to make a mistake. Can't argue with that.
No. Yeah, he has reason to believe that he's the stronger player. The score is actually in Soxs' favor. PotatoAim has shown that he'll run units under TCs and stuff sometimes. Soxs definitely has reasons to believe that this is still fine. If he were to just take out the fishing eco somehow, he would basically be even on economy.
Yeah.
But he's really pinned into a tight area here.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue, because there's very little res remaining on this side for Soxs. He's got his stone mine's about to be dry. His gold mine in the back's down to 600 on 1 tile, and then he has a 4 tile one over here, a bunch of idols. It's going to be difficult. There's a lot of knights here. There's actually battering rams, so this is going to be a ram push here with a bunch of knights that just got bloodlines, just got +1/+1. And there's another castle even.
I dig this castle. It ranges the only other gold for Soxs. It just absolutely cements this position, you know, covering the TC of Soxs. It's covering his only TC. I mean, I think that a lot of players, when they lose their starting TC, have to strongly consider a GG. And this castle kind of guarantees that that TC will go down.
Yeah, and the knights moving in here are just buying time for the villagers. Not a lot of vills here, but even if this says denied, more vills can come forward and get this up, no problem. It's already at 65% and climbing.
Should definitely release whatever's in the siege workshop too, just to draw fire if nothing else.
Yeah, 3 battering rams, I mean, take a lot of fire from these few amount of units here, no question. Oh, here come 4 more vills forward though, and it will definitely be going up. And at that point, I don't see how Soxs has a win position whatsoever here.
Well, I think that PotatoAim failing to pop up might be the win condition. You see, he's only on 13 food units. It's pretty much all fishing ships for him.
Yeah.
PotatoAim definitely has a weak spot in his macro game for sure.
Yep, castle's going to be forced up here at some point. Not yet, but...
Oh boy, it's so costly.
Yeah, it's definitely costing a lot of villager lives, but at the same time, a lot of camel archers have gone down here. Only a few remaining. There's a mangonel, and he'll actually be able to clean this enough that he'll probably get this up.
Yep, since getting Bodkin Arrow, a lot of the camel archers were taking fire in order to try and deny this castle. And with the mangonel as well, I can't see him continue to deny it, as so many vills from Soxs are within range of this castle. He should be running these away now, or else he's going to take a lot of damage when the castle comes up.
Yeah, there it is. Got a villager lead there as well, but running out of positioning on the map, running out of a lot of space is just so difficult to deal with. Unfortunately, I think this one's going to be a loss for Soxs, and probably not too happy about that, but again, he was in chat here, did not know about the food situation, so makes a lot of sense that he would have been in a rough spot because has almost 5,000 food taken from.
Yeah. And Tech Chariot in chat calling for Imperial Age for Soxs. Whoever gets Imperial Age here is in such a favorable position. I'm surprised, given PotatoAim's market history, that he wasn't just jamming that market in order to get up. Whoever gets Imp first, I mean, they're trebbing everything from the opponent within range of their own castle. Everything else seems irrelevant to me, kind of.
Yeah, Soxs trying to stick into this, though. He's moving up to the top here. He found a gold pile. He's got a lot of vills on stone up here. His main base will probably be overrun soon, though, as 2 mangonels are already out. A third should be on its way, and then we have 3 rams already there.
Yep, and Soxs just going TC crazy here. He's losing his starting TC, but he has 3 others in some form also on the map, including one that he snuck up on the reverse side of these castles.
Yep, and a castle going to be up here to defend the economy at home. PotatoAim in some trouble there, but a castle up, not a whole lot of damage will be able to be. Here comes the Rams, the Knights, the Mangonels. So the big push is in. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be able to do a whole lot because I think they're not going to go down all that easily. I think Rams are a bit of a waste, but nonetheless, we're creating a response, pressuring. Camels all went down in the attempt to attack forward.
Yeah, I mean, PotatoAim has such a better position with his buildings and everything, but Soxs just scares me with this macro. You know, he has what's shown here as a Vil lead. It's actually like a huge Vil lead because the eco units shown by Capture Age there counts the fishing ships, which I guess are as good as farmers, but I mean,
they're better.
With Soxs having they are better. But with Soxs having so many TCs, I think that he's on course to actually break away with eco here.
Yeah, castle going up over here. He should be able to get it up as long as it goes unnoticed. And oh, it is noticed though. Oh no. There are 7 crossbows here, and there are some weak Vils. It'll probably be denied. The town center on the other side of the map was discovered. The Mangonels are headed in that direction. Looking rough.
Tech Chariot commented he doesn't understand why people build TCs like that. I guess PotatoAim doesn't understand either, you know, as he proves that it was just a waste the whole time, taking it out easily.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's trying to survive. Trying to survive. He's trying to last. He's trying to hold off and not take a loss here is all it is. And, you know, he's done a good job to survive. He's just running out of resources in his area. He's tinily trapped in this corner. These Mangonels are going to make quick work of this castle. A relic being collected here for PotatoAim as well. Still can't believe we haven't seen Imp either. But
yeah, I'm just shocked that the players aren't prioritizing it on such a small map. I mean, it would grant you the ability to destroy everything from your opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we'll see it before too long, because there's not much else that can be done here. But I don't see if PotatoAim... I don't see another win condition other than go Imp and start tripping. So...
yeah, especially considering that he would be assumed to lose if this goes hyper late game, just based off of what we've seen in the previous games.
Yep. Town center in the south goes down. Villagers are going to die to castle fire or just be idled here. And another defensive castle coming up for PotatoAim to save the fishing economy.
And I like it. That fishing economy is the backbone of his economy right now. Yeah. And did PotatoAim, I was wondering, did he lose his market or something? Because I'm just in disbelief that he's waiting for this last bit of res to come in rather than take it.
No, he definitely still has his market. Fine his way now.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, and with that click to Imp, as Soxs is about to... No, Soxs is just doing some standard market manipulation. Nothing for Imp. Yeah, okay, with PotatoAim clicking to Imp first, I strongly favor his position now.
Yeah, and I mean, Imp could come in for Soxs as well here shortly.
I think it will be too late. I think PotatoAim knows how to win this. He knows how to win this trap war. He's gonna force Soxs. Soxs doesn't even have units that are capable of diving castles. PotatoAim will easily be able to trap down castles and TCs from within range of his own castles. He has a nice army as well. Arbalest should do fine against camel archers. With that click up, I'm actually loving PotatoAim's position.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy to get much out that is going to be simple to continue producing. Gold's running out on the corner that Soxs is in, and all those upgrades cost gold, Krebs cost gold, but the rest of the map's under PotatoAim's control. So
PotatoAim's defensive position is actually insane here. Everything he has is under castles. The entire right side of the map is 100% his. He's gonna have the tech advantage now. He actually is behind a considerable number of eco units, and Soxs is on the way up. So there's a chance Soxs can push it back, but if PotatoAim can get a lead in the Treb Wars, maybe take out a castle, I love his spot.
yeah, I mean, Amp is in. We should see Trebs queued immediately. The castle that is here in the middle of the base for Soxs, protecting a lot of his farming eco, is already pretty weak, and won't take too much to take care of that. No ARB click yet, but some ring. They have Bosal just now coming in, and Conscription. So, not even producing Trebs out of both forward castles here, interestingly, but won't be long before he has those massed up and can start to push these castles.
Yep, he's got the wood and the gold to make Trebs for days. His opponent's pretty much pure Camel Archer, which is kind of countered by the Mangonel, and I assume ARB that's going to be coming in.
Yeah, it makes sense. And even without ARB, these are just Camel Archers. They're not elite Camel Archers. So, they'll do okay.
Yep, Soxs repairing that castle, even though it's absolutely condemned, that's never a good sign.
Yep, Mangonel is here as well. So crossbow, Mangonel, Krebs.
Ooh, as the Camel Archers dive the castle, that's just such huge damage to take to do that.
Yep, and Arb will come in here, and should be GG soon.
Yeah, I mean, PotatoAim though, or Soxs, I don't know. I don't think that they'll call it too early. He probably feels like he's the better player given the way the previous games have gone and given how well he's hung on here. Ooh, as he loses everything. Okay.
Yeah, and
having lost that mass, he has no production buildings even anymore. Okay, I feel like the GG from Soxs must come in soon.
Yeah, and honestly, he's having difficulty with his split income. Everything's just going to be stacked in over here, and yep, there it comes. Payment.
Cool. All right, well, we have ourselves a series now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good game for PotatoAim. Let's see if he can continue it and keep himself alive and force a decider game here. We'll be going to the home map now for Soxs. Will be Monkey Lanes.
Cool. Seems to be the most popular map in the pack.
Yeah. All right, I'm at 5 seconds when you're ready.
Count it down.
3. Lions versus Britons. Soxs with Britons, a civ that we have decided is a great civ. But Mayans also, they do pretty well. Top tier civ for sure.
Classic matchup. This is actually the same matchup that I played Geo in the show match on this map. Yeah, Britons seem like the better civ all game until the Eagles come in.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, Britons do get champion. It's not the end of the world. This is not a fully open map, so they could be able to defend with champion.
Yep, and since we have so many new viewers, we should probably take a second to introduce the map at all. It's called Monkey Lanes. It's a variation on another map that's just called Lanes. As you can see, there's 3 distinct lanes. The players start in the middle here, which is pretty narrow, pretty commonly full-walled, though men-at-arms and militia very often make it in before those walls come up. Players can chop through to either side where there's a bunch of extra resources and relics. And also, once they're on the other side of the wood, they can harass the opponent from the far side. And yeah, despite seeing so many games on it, the late game meta here is still quite a mystery. It seems like it plays out very uniquely every time.
Yeah, it's not something we've seen a lot of late games on, and the ones we have seen, it's pretty much just a snowball. And we haven't seen a whole lot of like raiding in games here, and we see that a lot in the Civ selection playing towards that as well, being a snowball-y map. So we'll see what happens. It's a very interesting map. I mean, obviously going to have a few different ways this could play out. My personal favorite is when people who try to go aggressive early and go into man-at-arms, archers, heavier feudal play. Even man-at-arms towers we've seen work quite well on this map, because you can't really run all that far.
Yep. And given what we know about these players, though, I would venture that Soxs is going to go 22 pop, 2 range archers.
Yeah, it's definitely a good possibility. Soxs is going to put a barracks down here nice and early. Additionally, something to point out, neither player is chopping towards an additional lane, so it will take an even longer time to get to the outside lanes where you have relics, gold, stone, pretty much everything you'd need in late game. And depending which side you were to chop to, you may be contesting for it, or you may not be. It just depends on where your opponent's at. So interesting to see if players pay attention to that and scout it anyway. But we do have a militia for Soxs, so he is going to try to go early with the militia.
All right, stepping his game up, going from the 2 range archers to men-at-arms archers, which I do think is a more difficult, higher level, and probably higher power level build as well.
Yeah, Manta in chat saying that the Eagles will make the Britons suffer with 100 HP, which is possible, but have to get there first for that to be a thing. And the monkey for Soxs is going to lame the Vil, going to prevent him from bringing in this economy for his opponent. And with the Drush behind this, if he were able to keep this away, it could be huge.
Yeah, but fortunately the Mayan player got that loom at the start of the game, so this monkey doing some damage, but not really threatening the life of this Vil.
Yeah, and he's actually going to bring it in with his own monkey. A marvelous play. Good for PotatoAim.
I don't know if it's really worth the HP, though Soxs is suiciding his own monkey here, and PotatoAim actually comes out with the monkey advantage.
Yeah, and this delayed. This villager's still kind of weak. The militia are here. Oh.
Bad choice to send out the weak one. Oh no.
Yep. Vil goes down. So this elephant yet to be brought in, dropping a farm. We're going to only have 2 goats left to take and berries. And now would be a good time to get the elephant, but he doesn't know where the army is. That way.
He's got to know, though. I mean, he's not going for his own militia. He's got to know that he's got to get to archers as soon as possible to stop this. Either that or small wall his resources, which it doesn't look like he's in the habit of doing.
Yeah, and PotatoAim housed, has to rush it down with Vils, and will be in a worse spot because of that, and the Drush is going to attack Vils. Oh, it's falling apart for PotatoAim here early.
And he moves the Drush away as the Vils attack. Oh, this looks a little bit too familiar. This is a well-executed Drush versus a player who doesn't know how to defend a Drush. This is going to be disastrous for PotatoAim.
Yeah, one Vil does go down. One Vil's almost dead on 1 HP right now.
But the idle time as well. These militia have a lot more dancing left in them.
Yeah, and behind this, I mean, we have a full wall. And we have a booming economy for the Britain player.
Yep, but all in all, the idle time, the worker efficiency, PotatoAim is not notably far behind, but the fact that these militia live is going to be just such a pain for PotatoAim.
Yeah, and he's in here again, distracting, trying to deal with him. Kills the monkey even.
Yeah, I mean, the only defense for this without military is to small wall your resources, and I think PotatoAim has demonstrated that that is not in his repertoire right now. Oh
Yeah,
boy, this is not good. Oh, yeah, Soxs clearly knows that when the Vills attack, you're supposed to run away. Yeah, the
yeah.
idle time here is tremendous. It's definitely like well over 100 wood gathered worth of idle time that's been incurred.
Well, and it's 27 pop to 23 pop. Both players going to be up. Obviously, kind of bugged there. There it goes. The Feudal Age on its way now for Soxs. 27 pop up. This is looking very good here for Soxs at the start, being nice and aggressive, which was kind of my question mark for him earlier. I did not know what we would see as he sends more Vills to take down this final militia.
Yeah, I'd guess that the 22 pop archers is his bread and butter. It's what he, does and loves and has success with. Now that he's up in the series, maybe he's willing to experiment a little bit more with stuff that he's not as confident with, things that he'd like to work on, and it's paid off here.
Yeah, and 2 Vills, 3 Vills investing into all these walls now for PotatoAim, who is up and is adding an archery range of his own, but I mean, super behind the economy right now. It's going to be very tough to defend from Britain archers against his own archers here.
You say he's super behind. He's like a Vill and a half behind. He got the wood upgrade sooner. I think that he's actually in a decent economic position. I mean, both players have no military as well. I think PotatoAim's in fine shape here. I just worry that Soxs is just so strong with his 2 range archers, though he's kind of shown that he's not not the type to break through palisade walls. So maybe PotatoAim will be safe.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, it is a blacksmith and an archery range, and it will be a fast castle from Soxs.
Oh boy, fast castle crossbow.
Yeah, the economy. Maybe the fill count is close, but here's the Castle Age click already. I don't know. And with the macro, with Britain TCs, I feel like PotatoAim's more behind than it.
Yeah, I was not looking at the fact that Soxs had FC resources to go behind that. Soxs is going to be rolling out with Britain crossbows, I think. Or he's not queuing any? Okay, here we go. He's probably actually going to take his time and build a nice mass and boom behind this, actually, if I had to guess.
Yep. It's looking like it. And honestly, a TC on the front here between the gold and the stone could be marvelous. And probably just
I like to TC the side woods myself.
And neither player really prioritized that. Soxs did head out to that side, though. But PotatoAim just chopping the nearest.
And PotatoAim gathering a few archers. I imagine these guys are going to get scared and head home in 40 seconds when Soxs hits Castle Age.
Yeah, it's not something you want to do is fight archers v crossbows.
Britons especially.
Yeah, we'll see though. I mean, he's just so far behind, I feel like. His economy behind this, he's not even close to clicking up. Could potentially build a market and sell and try to balance, but even then, I don't think it's... Well, crossbow upgrade coming in, and he's going to have to be pulled off the gold right now. He might even get a Vill kill, but he will not actually get that. And right now it's just eco upgrades and 1 range. So Soxs howls at the moment. Well...
Yep, Soxs. I guess he doesn't feel any urgency here. He's got no gate. He's not even going to open his wall, despite being an entire age ahead of his opponent. He's just going to boom up, build a nice mass. And I guess he's confident in his ability to just win it in the late game, which is probably true. He probably can win this late game, but it's definitely a mistake to not bring these crossbow forward. There's no unit in the game that can beat this in Feudal Age.
Yeah, and actually it gives PotatoAim the time to build a market and sell some resources, buy some resources, and be up. It will be a 3 TC lay behind this, and the crossbows will move forward. Only a few right now with Botkin, but is going to try to apply some pressure.
And as a market abuser myself, I will compliment PotatoAim's market use. I mean, obviously it would be better to have more farms, but he just is unashamed every game, using that market to buy food, click up, do what he needs to. I mean, seems to be having success with it at the lower level, but of course, the efficiency of that just can't compare to a player who's got a clean build and actually gets there with farms.
Yeah, and it is a slight lead in vills at the moment for PotatoAim, but that will quickly disappear if these become quickly producing villagers. But these town centers idle at the moment. Idle time is going up, but maybe just not enough on food early here.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're supposed to have like 18 on farms in order to sustain the 3 TCs, and yeah, he's getting up to it now, but he's still got a few more to go.
Now, it was a really bad exchange for PotatoAim trying to keep the archers at bay. He lost quite a few himself, but was able to hold him off and not allow him in his base, so can't argue with that.
Yep, he did deter them, and I am curious what PotatoAim will go for in defense here. The fact that he's not queuing skirms makes me think probably Siege Workshop.
Yeah, I mean, this has been very strange how he's been playing. Soon his forward archers will be taken out. There's 4 of them, and that is all but 2 of his crossbows. Those are actually coming forward as well.
These are Britain crossbows. They have more range, but the range is being closed here by PotatoAim very nicely. Soxs microing all right, but at this close range, numbers will just win it. And PotatoAim repels this. He's in Castle Age, not behind by that many vills. He's going to be down 2 TCs to 3, but Soxs also doesn't have quite enough farm eco to sustain constant vill production. PotatoAim's looking all right here. And I've heard it said that nobody loses once they get the El Dorado Eagles. So,
yeah, it's a very interesting position to be in. He's come back. I felt like he was pretty heavily behind there for a minute, but he was able to abuse the market, get up, and he's got 2 range production faster than the Britain player, who's just now getting his 2nd range up. And it's not like he got a university in ballistics behind this as well, so PotatoAim be on equal footing and actually has the +1 defense upgrade and getting a university faster.
Yeah, but maybe PotatoAim learned how to boom mid-set or something, because he's keeping the vills producing pretty decently, though it looks like he might just be queuing 1 TC at a time at the moment.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll come down to some interesting micro here on the front. PotatoAim has the advantage in numbers. Range is going to be in favor of Britain, but all in all, he's defending, he's booming. It's a 11-ville lead for Soxs now. He's got 2 ranges, get his university up, get ballistics as ballistics, and a 3rd town center coming in for PotatoAim.
Yep, and these players, I think that they're imp fighters. I have a feeling they might dance around in the middle a bit, but nobody's really thinking of breaking into the other's base too strongly. I don't think Siege Workshops are on the menu. I don't think Forward Castles are on the menu. I think these guys are both thinking about their late game comps.
Yeah, I would agree. Worrisome for PotatoAim to not be chopping an outside wood line right now, because he will eventually run out of the stones and golds in his base. But
yep, it's also a nightmare to have Britain archers or longbows on the far side of that wood line.
Exactly, and we see Soxs just going to come forward and try to break through the palisades again here. But
yeah, but we do see the early infantry upgrades coming in for PotatoAim, as that eagle switch that everybody's been talking about appears to be upcoming.
Yep, fighting up the hill, but PotatoAim does have ballistics. PotatoAim doing a really good job with his economy, getting these upgrades as he needs them. He is missing 3 crucial economic upgrades at this point, but he is going to have decent military upgrades, and he does have a pretty good military count. but the villager count behind this really starting to pull away for Soxs here.
Yep. And I'm just hoping that PotatoAim gets a strong Eagle force before he shows it, because it looks like, I mean, I've been in the exact same position as Soxs. You don't always think to add the swordsman until you finally see the Eagles, and the swordsman upgrades and everything take forever. If you can already have a decent Eagle army by the time you show it, you have the possibility to overwhelm the opponent before they get those fully teched up swordsmen, which I think has to be PotatoAim's win condition.
Yep, and PotatoAim is going to a 4th TC. Kados, nice call in chat. Long distance lumber camp again over here for PotatoAim. Maybe he'll fix that issue for himself, but the archer numbers for Soxs really starting to spiral. The eagle numbers, only 2 at the moment.
Fine, you know. I mean, I think that if he actually waits until Imperial with all the upgrades to show them, that's acceptable. I don't think he'll die before then. And the more upgraded the Eagles can be by the time he shows them to Soxs and prompts him to start his swordsmanship or switch, the better, I think.
Oh, that shot looked like it would have been big, but it was a very small damage, actually. And he did save the mangonel. I start to worry, though, as the forward castle comes here for Soxs, how PotatoAim is going to outlast his opponent when his town center that is on the outside wood line, bills who are actually chopping on the other side, have just gotten there, and this res will all slowly start to run out, and he'll need to get to the outside there.
Yeah, and the map has like ample gold for eagle spam, but you need to be on the outside for that. If PotatoAim is to tech into eagles and actually produce them in mass, he's going to run out of gold very quickly.
And we have a stable added here, and we have 5, soon to be 5 archery ranges, and imp coming, I bet, for Soxs before too long. Arbalest against Eagle Warrior. Not going to be good for the Eagle Warrior.
Yep, and for all the talk about like unit matchups and stuff, I worry that this might be a game 1 repeat where Soxs just wins it with macro, essentially. Doesn't matter how good your trades are if you're outnumbered 2-1 in eco units.
Yeah, and Soxs is actually adding knights, probably to try to snipe the mangonels and make trading. But all in all, the wood economy is terrible for PotatoAim this game. I mean, long distance wood, very rough. But I feel like Imperial Age is just stop creating vills and you're up Soxs here.
Yeah, I worry for PotatoAim here. I must say, I do really like his style. He likes to, build armies that he knows how to fight with and can win with. But unfortunately, having strong mechanics and macro and, kind of the boring stuff is so important. And it looks like Soxs might just be outclassing him in a lot of those fundamentals.
And he already has a death ball. This is a ton of Britain crossbows. And
yeah, he needs a miracle mango shot on this before they get the Imperial range.
Exactly. And he's about to click imp. So Soxs is going to be up. Although it looks like PotatoAim could be up soon as well. But PotatoAim has no castle. So Eldorado Eagles is not an option. Plus his res won't be good enough to get Eldorado and keep producing elite Eagles. So if Arb comes in, going to be tough PotatoAim to hold in this position. Hopeful for him though. I want to see a decider game, but he's putting himself in a pretty rough spot as it's 93 eco to 168 Soxs.
Yeah, I mean, the only things that beat this number of Britain Arbalests require more eco than PotatoAim has. I'm trying to be positive for him, but Soxs is just such a cautious, macro-oriented player. It doesn't look like he's going to risk his army at all. And, unlike game 1 where Soxs was kind of spamming trash and PotatoAim had a small, superior army, it looks like Soxs is going to be the one with superior units when these guys finally clash.
Yeah, and we see Soxs chop through to this lane here, so he'll have access to this side, and he could even go forward and put an archery range and have a few annoying archers on the opposite side of this to push PotatoAim into an even worse position on the map.
Yeah. I can't believe PotatoAim has not noticed that long-range wood chopping. Those on the left, those lumberjacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're running a marathon to get that wood.
He fixed the ones on the right, but oof, I mean, we're talking about 73 soon to be Britain Arbalests. They don't have Yeoman yet, but even 73 Arbs, Britain range. Deadly.
Yeah, and PotatoAim just doesn't have the military numbers to engage this. If he ran everything he had at the army, more than half of it would be dead by the time they reached it.
You have to consider we have to get the Elite Eagle upgrade, which is coming in, but he only has 12 Eagles on the field and is not producing any more behind this with his barracks yet.
Oh man, and Soxs is pop capped before PotatoAim hits 100. You know, I hate to see a strategy game dominated by economy management, but I think that might be what is going to take this for Soxs here.
Yeah, it's... And we haven't seen PotatoAim peak 100 villains in this series. That's going to be difficult to win games against a very macro-oriented.
But rather than criticizing PotatoAim so much, I do have to say that like Soxs is kind of playing it perfectly. I mean, I have very little that I can criticize him for whatsoever in this game.
Yeah, Eldorado is coming in. It's a full minute out, and we have 18 Elite Eagle Warriors, which only have +2. They don't have the +3 yet. But we also have the Knights here. So,
well,
I mean...
Maybe the prophecy is true, man. Maybe no one ever loses once they click Eldorado.
Hope so. If we're going to see a Game 5, we're going to need it.
Yeah, I feel like diving the Arbs is probably better than trying to snipe the Trebs and losing the mass. I mean, the real thing, he needs more Eagles with full upgrades and the ability to repop them.
He doesn't have that. Once these Eagles take a fight, the economy is not going to be able to reboom. He's being pushed from his 1 gold that he's taking here. He's got a full gold stack on the other side, but
with the armor, I think these Eagles do actually win this fight.
Yeah, it could be decent. He's trying to save them for one giant fight at the end, but we'll see what determines it here. As got a nice little choke, so Palisades will need to be deleted.
I don't think a Palisade delete is incoming.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He's indecisive, losing Eagles.
Here it comes, man. I mean, this is starting to look like a proper post-Imperial Eagle army. I mean, we know that he doesn't have the eco to replenish it, but this could be a good fight.
Yeah, no, not enough. Not enough. He's going to take out a lot of the Arbs, but it was not enough. And the Knights in there helping out as well. Maybe not the greatest thing, but yeah, there's the GG.
Yep. Very well played by both. Soxs is showing that he is just top tier for a 1200 or lower competitor, I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely. Very macro-oriented player as well. So we'll have to see how that progresses moving forward, as all of his opponents will be able to see these games beforehand. So
I'm sure he will be challenged strongly at the remaining 2 games of this bracket.
Yeah, GG's indeed. I mean, what a series. The first game in forever, hour and a half in-game time. But hey, Soxs was able to get that done, and PotatoAim had some unique strategies, like you said, and did a really good job. Just unfortunate, his macro was not as good as Soxs, and Soxs able to advance here. He'll be our first player advancing to semifinals. gonna
Yep, good
update the
games.
bracket here.
Yep, and again, I appreciate seeing the well play from the players, mutual respect.
Absolutely. Madass, thank you. Appreciate it. More to come, guys. Semifinals. Like we said, going to be casting this bracket. Then we have the 14 or 1500 max bracket starting soon, as well as the open division bracket then there shortly after that. So lots to come. If you guys aren't already following and want to watch some more of this tournament, I would strongly suggest doing so. And if you guys are interested in joining the tournament, there's the Google Doc with all your information. Hope you have enjoyed. We are going to update the bracket. If you don't want to see any spoilers, now would be the time to look away. We're going to do it. Oof. Soxs takes the set 3-1.
Yep, and I know that Yo-Yo and Torgo played today. And I have reason to believe the set is an absolute banger, with a report from one player saying that it was the funnest game they've ever played at one point. So
that's amazing. And we look forward to continuing to cast these. I mean, we're running out of games in this bracket, and soon we'll have to release the bracket for the 1400 or 1500 max bracket. If you guys are interested in playing, I strongly urge you to hit that Google Doc and check it out for yourself. We haven't officially announced the start date, but it will be sooner rather than later, as this one will be. So, Bari, question for you. Any closing words?
I thought about preparing closing words, but I didn't get around to it. Yeah, dude, thanks for having me again. Awesome that we got the raid. I can't believe how many viewers we have right now, honestly. And yeah, man, I'm loving this tournament.
Yeah, huge shout out to Hallis, who, although destroyed me and crushed my hopes and dreams for Red Bull 2, appreciate the raid.